I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Better Call Saul is back, Season 5, Episode 1. Magic Man, we did it, y'all!
Yes,
It's
we're
been
back.
2 years.
Wow. We're back.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Better Call Saul. Jimmy is no more.
Oh.
He is Saul Goodman, and I'm Ryan Nilsen, and this is the Better Call Saul After Show. Forget talking bad. They're biased. We're the legit thing, and we have an amazing Justice Team panel here with you today. Before we get into it, wow, it's just been such a great time with Better Call Saul. We've been eagerly awaiting this for 2 years. We had a movie in between there, and now it's back. Let me introduce the panel. He is an actor, an incredibly huge fan of Breaking Bad. Binge the series, binge Better Call Saul. He is Sean McHugh.
What up? AfterBuzz.
How you doing, Sean?
I'm good. I was actually very reluctant for this show
That's right.
initially. I'm a purist. I'm a purist at heart. And when Breaking Bad was over, I didn't want this to happen. But now I'm so glad that I was so wrong.
We were all a little hesitant because Breaking Bad was just this perfect thing, and we just didn't know if Better Call Saul was going to live up to it. It's a spin-off, and it has.
Totally
and we just
has.
cannot wait to talk about it again. Also on the panel, Gabby Castania, a massive Breaking Bad fan, a bit of a Jesse Pinkman stan, if you will.
I'm like a huge fan.
Huge Jesse Pinkman stan.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll come in the show. We don't know.
I'm hoping. That's what I'm looking forward to, seeing some Breaking Bad characters in there for sure.
We'll have to see. And lastly, y'all, he worked for a camera department that actually helped out on Breaking Bad Season 1 and 2. He is Loren Kling.
Hello. Yeah, so just to clarify, I work for a company here in LA. We rented camera gear for the first season of Breaking Bad. So camera gear would come back full of dust from the New Mexico
Sand.
desert, sand, and I would just be going, what is all of this sand? And now it makes total sense.
And you binged it too, Loren.
And I binged it, yeah. I binged Breaking Bad, pissed off my wife. I can't wait a week between two binge episodes. That's just called a regular TV series.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I got issues with my wife and issues with cleaning camera gear. Anyway, back to you.
Well, we take no issue with this episode today because it was absolutely magnificent. I missed the writing. I missed the pacing. I missed the slow burn excellence of this AMC show. Overall thoughts, y'all. Start with Sean. What'd you think?
Overall, just a great episode. I loved, coming back to this show, coming back to this character, especially as him in the present, after Breaking Bad, in the black and white. Yeah. It's such a great, it's so funny because he looks so awful physically in those segments. And, it's so great. Like the whole Cinnabon thing, it's the best. It's like the worst job ever, but the best for his circumstance. But at the same time, this is for high school girls. That's who has this job. Not grown men. And so to see him having to do all that and go through all that, and then again, just to be reminded of, remember, this is where we're headed.
Yeah.
So it's always good to come back with those.
Filling that gap. Gabby, what'd you think?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great way to start the season off, especially just because Saul's here. I mean, I know I said that before, but Jimmy was great, and it was nice to see his, his background and what leads him up to, Saul Goodman. That was a big deal for me. But, seeing Saul in action, that's the best part. It just brings back the whole world of Breaking Bad, and I think that's what we're all looking forward to.
Loren, did you watch this with your wife?
That's a good question.
No, he just watched it with us. I knew the answer.
And anyway, moving on to my next thought.
What'd you think?
You know what? We love the show. We know we love the show, but I still have such strong feelings for the previous season with Jimmy's brother and that whole such a perfectly crafted season and actors that it's hard to let it go. And so this first season, I'm kind of sitting there with my arms crossed going, all right, what's going to happen? Fine, whatever. But where's, Michael McKean doing an amazing job as his brother. So it took me a little bit to fall back in. But once I did, now we've got Jimmy quickly becoming Saul. And I'm back in the game.
And the last season ended on such an elegant but terrifying note. Because we've all been so eagerly awaiting, when's he going to turn to Saul?
Yeah.
And the way they put that in there, you were kind of mad he turned into Saul, and that he just gave that elegant speech about his brother at the end of the last season, and then kind of going back on everything he said and saying, I'm not even going to honor my name, I'm changing my name to Saul Goodman. Like every season starts out, we get this amazing black and white Cinnabon storyline that is post Breaking Bad. It's black and white. We're always getting the little pieces, and I think they kind of took that from season 5 of Breaking Bad, where they started out with a few things in the future. That's been this big epitaph throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
What did you think of that opening scene?
Like I was saying, like it's such a great reminder of where we're eventually going to get to, right? Like, because this is this funny world of like this is the longest prequel ever, right? Like, I mean, like Breaking Bad is like another 4 years. I mean, so like where he is in the black and white, it's almost like 10 years ahead of where we are,
and
right?
it's Alaska. It's another part of the country.
Yeah, and it's just it's so dire. But wow, the guy.
Oh my gosh.
The guy that makes him.
I recognized
It
him.
makes him in the mall.
Did you think he was...
I thought something was going to happen.
Right.
I thought that
yeah.
he
I
made...
thought there was gonna be a police officer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you think
Standing
he
by.
was? I, for a second, thought he was an undercover cop.
Oh, yeah?
Interesting.
And then, because he was just so persistent, like, what's your name?
Yeah.
Right.
Say it.
Super
Say it.
fan.
It's like all the
Yeah.
characters in Star Wars.
And the other
what's your
guy's
last
just
name?
sitting. The other guy just standing in the background.
Yeah,
he kind
like
of alludes to
staring.
him. Yeah, staring at him, and I'm like,
Blank stare.
So.
but that
scary.
the mustache. I mean, you've got the orange suits and the ties, and I'm staring at the yellow mustard shirt, and I'm staring at everything that Saul/Jimmy wears, uses as part of his. I mean, that is a character.
Right.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And at this point, he was paranoid already that someone was after him.
Yeah.
He even stayed home from work for a few days and was calling in, hey, just make sure no one, does anyone come in and they're looking for me? Like, just really paranoid. And the fact that some guy just stumbles upon him at the mall
And stares
goes,
him
say it. And then he gives in. I was
Yeah,
shocked he gave in.
I would agree. I was not expecting him to give in.
Yeah.
And I kept looking at that guy, and I'm like, was he in Breaking Bad? Like, he looked so familiar, but I couldn't place him. And, that's one thing this show does. It doesn't ever do anything by accident. So we're going to pay that off eventually, but
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how we get there with that.
Look at how much time we've taken already just talking about the first 5-10 minutes of the episode.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big thing. Just a quick last thing on that. We get this awesome phone call with Robert Forrester, rest in peace, who they dedicated the episode to at the very end. And he hangs up the phone going, actually, forget it. I'll fix it myself, which is a whole new turn on Saul that I just don't even think we were expecting. Really awesome stuff. I hope that there are more of those sprinkled throughout the season, but if it's like the other seasons, we won't get one until episode 10. Going into Saul and Kim, so again, we left last season with Kim feeling a little shocked that he's taking on this new persona, this new name, leaving the McGill name. Just thoughts on that relationship and how it's developing. Where is Kim at right now, Gabby?
I think she's almost done with Saul, to be
Really?
honest, or with Jimmy. Yeah, I think that they're almost at their end, and obviously we know that's where they're headed because we know how Breaking Bad turns out, and she's not a character in Breaking Bad,
Right.
unfortunately. So I think that she's pretty through with him. I mean, I know that there's love there, and she's actually embodying a lot of what he does, which we'll talk about later, is, she's acting like him a lot, and I think that she hates that side of her, is that she's starting to pick up on his habits and realize, like, oh, crap, this is what's happening, and I don't know. I think that they're basically at their end, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same, Loren?
I do, and I think for a long time, even the previous seasons, I wondered why she's staying with him because there's something that's holding her back in Jimmy, and I don't know if it's consistency or if it's comfort, but I think she operates at her best when she's not with him, and so it'll be sad and interesting to see how he. I mean, again, I feel like he is the one that's going to push her away.
Yeah.
I like what you said there, Lauren, that she operates at her best without him.
Yeah.
But I think there's almost an addiction to Jimmy, though, right? Where that's like, this is the guy I love to hate, and but then I love to love as well. When she gets sucked into his ploys, she enjoys it, and so like the whole way this episode ends, where she does what he says to do, and because she knows it's the only way this kid's going to listen, and then she hates it after. So it's interesting. It's almost like she's going to go through withdrawal.
Is it toxic? I feel like there have been toxic elements sprinkled throughout the entire series, but one thing that's kind of interesting is I agree with you that she is her best without him, but I also think that he brings something out of her that she wouldn't have otherwise. You know, he invigorates her, hypes her up in a way that she performs so well at her job than she would be without him. It's interesting to see, and I think she maybe feels the same, because we know Kim's a workaholic.
Yeah.
That's an amazing episode, I think, in season 3 where she gets in a car crash.
Yeah, that was shocking.
After just this like epic week.
Yeah.
You know, Jimmy's the one who was there for her. So I'm really curious to see where it goes with that. Do we think that Kim is going to leave Jimmy throughout at the end of the season, or do you think it's a little too early to say?
Well, in true Jimmy spirit, I think he'll kind of take one for the team and kind of make it so it's like she can't not be with. You know what I mean? She's done with him. Like he's gonna make her quit him.
Like what you said, kind of kind of casually pushes her away, slowly but surely.
And it's going to be the hardest thing for him to do, but he's going to do it.
It feels like it's happened before, you know.
Chills from that.
Yeah, we've seen those things before where he's pushed her away, but she's kind of come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Again and again. I think about the times when they've gone to a bar to do their little scheme where they've, taken money from people. So she's got that side to her where she feels like she can let loose, but then I feel like she recovers from that and then feels extremely guilty for doing that. So
I feel like she's the only constant in his life at the moment. So I'd be really curious to see how he manages without her, because we know he eventually does.
Yeah.
But what is that transition? Going into the complete other storyline, the more violent, life-threatening storyline with Lalo, Gus, and Don Eladio.
Eladio.
Don Eladio. Pardon. Wow. We ended the last season again with Mike having to do the unthinkable to Werner. And Gus, how is Gus going to react? Gus put the order in. How is he going to react? Thoughts on this? Just everything with Eduardo, Hector's nephew, and Gus lying to him ultimately about what he is making with the Germans.
Well, I think Gus is one of the best characters I've ever seen on TV. I am
horrifying.
Horrifying in such a quiet and calm way. And I love Giancarlo Esposito. And
so good.
he would be a dream actor to interview, whether it's here or for any reason at all. But it's interesting that he admitted his mistake and he was very apologetic. But even apologetic I'm apologetic, and that's all I need to say. He wasn't there begging. He never begs. He's calculated.
Yeah. And he just hiding what they're truly building.
Yeah.
I said it in our 60-second intro, but Lalo, this guy, the guy who plays Lalo, he is so good. Like, he's so charming. Like, as soon as he enters the camera, you can't take your eyes off this guy. But then, like, he'll flip and be so deep. Like, the way he interacts and the way he's, like, he doesn't buy any of it. Like, I love it because it's keeping Gus honest. Like, it's keeping it real because, anybody else, like, Gus wins all day, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice that they've given him an adversary. Like a real adversary.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
Like he has the similar Gus fear, but it's a different type of fear. It's not this like, I'm going to take a box cutter out and kill you any second. It's this, I'm charming you to just get closer.
Right.
It's really invitingly terrifying.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, invitingly terrifying.
We're so used to antagonists and the baddies being over the top, especially in movies, Marvel movies, DC movies. So it's really nice to see how subtle their badness is, that you don't need to yell, you don't need to scream, and even killing is kind of a subtle, just take care of it and move on kind of thing.
I think that's a common theme with all of them. Even, Mike, he's very subtle. And like I was telling you guys earlier, he has, little to no emotion unless he's talking to his granddaughter. And all of them are so nice. Like, even Gus can flip it to, like, with his employees. Oh. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm so sorry, everything's fine. I'll pay you guys overtime and stuff. And then just flips instantly. It's so scary. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Gus, another thing that's just so great about this being a spinoff, and I feel like a lot of shows that ultimately have spinoffs don't take this or utilize this to their advantage. They really don't rely fully on what we know about Gus from Breaking Bad. They still show how menacing he is.
Oh, yeah.
But that only helps. So if you have seen Breaking Bad, like you know what he's capable of. You know he's got that box cutter at any second, and he can just flip like that. I love this storyline. I think it's really fascinating. I think that we know the relationship between Gus and Don Eladio is very complicated. And they even allude to that at the end of the episode where he's like, I don't think he's over us, Don Hector killing his boyfriend. Like, there's some high tension, and it's just really interesting that they have this idea of Gus like that. He's just calculated. Yeah. But no, there's a little bit of revenge or spite in there. He's got his own personal things.
Well, that also, I mean, the lengths that Gus is willing to go to get revenge, to literally keep this man alive, so that he can, like, kill him.
Yeah,
really.
essentially.
You know what I mean? Like that's some deep stuff, like diabolical. And like, I mean, think about the amount of money that he has spent to keep Don Hector alive.
Whoa.
Like he built a wing in a hospital, right? Like didn't he donate a whole thing for that lady to come in? And so
he claimed it was out of respect.
Of course. No, I mean,
that's
the thing.
Right?
Oh yeah, everything.
Right.
Sure. So I mean, this is some sinister stuff.
Sinister stuff. Going closer to the latter half of the episode, the ending now, Gus is full on a salesman. He's selling his phones, and we're getting, like you said earlier, he is Better Call Saul, and selling the phones as like an adversary for also his services. Really fun scene. I love Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul montages. They're always excellent. They always have a great song and great little sound bites throughout. That montage, him just selling all these phones and all the different variety of characters coming in. What did you guys think of that scene?
It was like a circus. It was hilarious seeing all the different characters. And then even when he ran out of phones at the end, he's like, wait, but I have more. 50% off if you guys get in trouble or if you guys get a felony. Like, it's just totally Saul.
Yeah, he gets in his zone.
Yeah.
And I love how they shoot and edit and act in every element about these montages are so good. When he's in his element, when Jimmy or Saul are in their game, it's fun because we see him at his finest.
He's always up to something. It's always something.
Yeah, and I mean, like just the detail of like having like the pre-speed dial number of him on the phone that he's giving up.
On all of them.
On all of it, with the big yellow arrow. And then, I mean, if you notice too, like, it's a rare time with Jimmy's hair is pushed back, and like he almost had a coif going for.
I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah, because he's always got it down in his face. But for that scene, he had it.
He really had it combed.
I might be an expert on coif, so that's maybe why I noticed it.
Coif.
I do. I recognize another coif, so I was like, oh, that's interesting. I've never seen Jimmy with a coif. So that, again, it was like circus is the best word I think you could say.
Yeah.
It literally was in a tent. I mean,
Right.
It's such a drastic. We know we've seen that in Breaking Bad. We've seen him be that salesman, but he also sort of has a heart. In this, it just felt like I'm just taking advantage of anyone I possibly can. And I think Kim even sees it at the end when they're on the couch together, and she's trying to get him to admit it or kind of self-actualize that. But no, he just doubles down. And he's like, you know what? I should sell more of these. They're just suckers. I should double the price. Like, they'll bite. It's really fascinating. And I think that the key line, and we were talking about this earlier with Kim and Jimmy, is that he says, I wrote this down, see, this is why this works. I go far and you pull me back in. However, I don't think he's realizing that she is trying to pull him back in a different way. I think he wants her to be all right with whatever he's doing.
To go back to what I said earlier, the only reason I think Kim is basically done with Jimmy is because last season it kind of ended with her heartbreaking when he reads that letter about his brother or gives a whole speech, spiel about him, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, what suckers, I fooled him. And she's like, you see her face and it just breaks your heart. You're like, oh, we were rooting for him to be sincere once. And then he instantly is just like, nope, he changed to Saul Goodman, nothing sincere really, it's just all about money.
And
that's what you're talking
I was
about.
gushing about her to y'all before. Maria Seahorn is, I think, the best actress on TV. I love her in this role. This is my favorite character in the show. I think everything about her performance is amazing. It's so minute. Everything with her eyes is just brilliant. I love, love, love Rhea Seahorn. Let's get her in studio. Come on.
If
Come
you're
on,
watching,
Rhea.
he loves you.
Yes.
We love you. And then just to cap it off, Mike. everything with Mike in this episode. Yeah, again, had to kill Werner at the end of last season, and it was a weird beat to end on last season because when something like that happens, you don't think he's going to mend that relationship with Gus. You think there's going to be a bit of a rift, and he wants a cap on him. He surprises Mike, and Mike's immediately like, forget it, I'm walking out. What did you think about that? I didn't really see that coming.
It's also shocking that he killed him because he doesn't kill people. Do you notice that throughout the seasons? He's a hitman technically, but he hurts people or, threatens them but never follows through. And I think that was where his turning point is. Like now he's starting to get to that side where he's like, I'm okay with killing people. And it kind of breaks my heart because he's my favorite. Because he just shows no emotion and he doesn't put up with anyone's crap. And
well, I think that for Mike, he had to do it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the guy would have just been killed. He would not have had any dignity getting killed.
Right.
Like he knew it had to happen. So I really appreciate about the characters. Like I have to give this man some dignity because he made a friendship. I mean, I love my friend Mike. I thought he would be mad, but then would forgive me. Like that whole thing. It's such a great setup for Mike having to do it, and he knows
he
it.
was such a good guy. Like you can tell he was just such a genuine guy. I want to see his wife.
And the Germans at the end when he's sending them home, they even say that. One of them, I think, tries to like woo Mike in a way. He's just like, hey, he's soft, and just socks him.
That's the one that Mike didn't like instantly. Remember, because he was drinking, so he was probably trying to kiss his butt a little bit, and then didn't work out.
Yeah, and then the other guy goes, he's worth 50 of you.
Mike took that in. He didn't react to that.
Right.
Because it's true, but he knows that guy was a super genuine guy, but he had to do what he had to do.
And again, that showed the calculation. Like every single person, different make of car, different city to fly out of, different landing spot. Just what?
Yeah.
Like,
and I like how the end of the conversation between Gus and Mike was Mike was like, I don't want your retainer.
Yeah.
This is under my terms, not yours.
It's all about terms.
Yeah.
You're so right, Loren.
You don't want to owe anything to anyone because that's when you're in trouble.
But but Mike knows though that he's not out, right?
But that's a way for him to, hold control over his life and at least his terms in this kind of relationship.
It shows he can't just be immediately bought like that.
Right.
He needs to be a little bit persuaded, a little bit more respect.
Does this mean Mike is no longer in the parking lot, the little booth?
He quit.
Because that always felt like a home base to me.
Totally.
Like we always know where he went. We always know Jimmy goes for the ice cream. Like they each have kind of their like home base where they start, and so I'm starting to be reminded of all these little things.
Remember, he had to give back his jacket, and he's like, "Of course, the boss wants his jacket back." I was like, "Oh man, it's alright. He's making plenty of money now. He's good."
Well, it was an amazing episode.
Yes.
Just so happy to bring it back. Going into one of our special segments, we're talking buy or sell. This is the segment where we talk about every aspect of the show and what part specifically us at the table are buying and selling. I'll go first, just to cap it off. Love the music, Jonathan. Love the music.
Yes.
I am buying Kim's line of thinking here. I am happy that she is seeing the writing on the wall. She's seeing that Jimmy is going down this bad path because we were talking about it. I think in the past she'd been kind of taken advantage of by him, and I think she's going to do everything in her power to make sure he doesn't go down this path, and ultimately she might just walk away. I think that will be hard for Jimmy, like you were saying. That's going to be a crazy moment if that happens. But I think for her character's sake, that's the healthy thing to do. So I'm buying that. What are you buying, Loren?
Are we just doing buying?
Let's do buys first, and we'll do sells.
Okay, so I'm buying Jimmy's next scheme as Saul.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. I believe it. I believe it that he believes.
It's here.
It's here.
We made it.
Yeah.
Saul's here.
He took mine. That's what I was gonna say.
Double down on it.
Yeah.
Split the cost.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely buying Saul. I mean, it's only because I want to see all the stuff he gets into and all the crazy schemes that he's gonna have. Breaking Bad, he was one of my favorite characters. Just so it's like, oh god, like I said earlier, he's always up to something. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's up to next.
With Huel.
I am buying Mike's guilt.
Ooh. Good one.
I really think that in this episode, you really saw that Mike is feeling what he had to do, and that's really weighing on him. So I like that. I appreciate that. Again, there's a human being there. He's not a machine.
Right.
To quote Rocky, he's not a machine.
Not a machine. He's a man.
So yeah, that's what I'm buying.
He's not a machine, Rocky. He's not.
Rocky's my favorite movie, so I love every Rocky reference thrown out here. Going to selling real quick. I am selling the idea that they think all those Germans are going to keep their mouths shut. I know they're so calculated. It's very intimidating, incredibly intimidating. But even that story about his wife, and like, yeah, we had a conversation with her, and she believes that, yeah, there was a sum. I'm like, there's just so many people to keep track of. Like, I know if anyone could do it, it's Gus. But I don't know.
It's a little convenient.
It's a little convenient. It's a little convenient. Lauren.
I think that's going to be the meme. It's a little, YouTube just saying it's a little convenient at the same time.
A little bit.
I hope I'm not taking yours again. But selling is Kim falling for another Jimmy scheme.
You're good.
Okay.
I don't think she's falling for it.
Yeah, again, but I have an interesting prediction that will tie in. I'll mention that.
Save it real quick.
Yes,
We'll
I
get
will
to
save
it.
that. Yeah.
I'm selling Lalo. I don't like him. I mean, I know they're all
What?
bad guys. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
It's not the actor. I mean, everything's great, like you said. Like he captures
stunned.
you. It's all focused on him when he's on camera. Like when he enters, everything's great. But he just waltzes right in there and thinks that he's the boss of everything, and it's driving me nuts.
Gabby, hot take.
Wow.
It's driving me nuts.
Blasphemy.
I mean, look, I don't like any of the bad guys. Like I don't like Gus
Wow.
and stuff, but he just really is getting under my skin, and
I think that he's supposed to. He's
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good. Okay.
Okay, really quick, I'm selling Gabby. I'm selling Gabby on that statement alone. Lalo's my new favorite. I can't believe the blasphemous thing you just said.
That was blasphemous. Quick. We'll get to predictions real quick, but quick news. This will be very, very fast news. Big thing with this is the penultimate season of Better Call Saul. There is going to be a 6th season. They've announced.
I'm so excited.
Oh, it's official. Yes.
Interestingly enough, Breaking Bad technically has 6 seasons. It was 5, but there was a year gap in between the first half and the second half of 5. So there will be a 6th season of Better Call Saul. This is the penultimate. And there's an amazing article on RollingStone.com that just talks about the return of Better Call Saul, how it's one of this past decade's best series on television, and how it might even be better than Breaking Bad. I don't know. Different type
That's
of
a big
drama.
statement.
Check it out, and it has a lot of cool Easter eggs from this first episode. All right, moving into predictions. Lauren, big prediction.
Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. It's just a crazy thing. Kim is not going to be completely out of the picture when we go to Saul at his new place, kind of the Breaking Bad location.
Yeah.
I think they may figure out a way to have her in some of the same rooms or spaces outside of while Saul's doing his thing. Does that make sense?
Wait, you think that she's
interesting.
with
When
him
you-
at Cinnabon?
When you,
Is that what you're saying?
No, it's something like that. Or, remember the building where he's got the big statue of
Oh,
Liberty
sorry.
on
Okay,
top?
I
Like,
miss-
yeah, so
yeah,
I
sorry.
feel like
His
Kim
offices.
somewhat is going to still be in the picture somehow, but they're going to cut it in such a way where we don't have to go like, wait, we didn't see that on Breaking Bad, but yet it makes sense.
Okay.
I'm going to work on that making sense.
Dude, okay. That's possible. No, that's actually possible,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That'd be kind of a reach, Gabby.
I'm definitely predicting some more stuff with Lalo, unfortunately. I mean, him just trying
Who
to
you
figure
hate.
out. Yeah, sorry about that. Just trying to figure out Gus and really uncover what what he's building or what he's up to, because obviously he's not convinced. You see at the end of the episode, he's talking to his uncle. He's like, no, they're up to something crazy. So,
He's the villain this
Yeah.
season, for sure.
yeah. Even though there's like a million.
So going along in that vein, I predict an epic death for Lalo. Epic death for Lalo.
How epic.
Like,
Are we talking Gus epic, or are we talking
No,
like...
I think we're going to be on par with that, because this guy is such a personality, such a force that we have to take him out that way.
So early in the season, you think?
No. I'm not like next season. I'm just saying, but when he dies,
Yeah, when he
when he
perishes.
goes, it's going to be
okay. Oh, yeah.
epic.
Yeah.
We talking about like Walt at the end of Breaking Bad, that kind of epic?
We're talking that kind of epic,
kind of
Lauren.
epic, okay.
We're talking that kind of epic.
Or the pool scene, because that was pretty crazy.
There's a lot of epic
Okay.
deaths
a lot
in
of
this
epic-
franchise. But with that is our after show, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lauren, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Loren Kling, LorenKling. Tuesdays here for Schitt's Creek After Show.
Gabby.
Cool. I'm on all platforms. Gabriella Castania, Castania.
Sean McHugh.
At SeanStar75 on Instagram. Also catch me on the Ozark After Show as well.
No, love that show. And you can find me at Ryan Nilsen _ on Instagram and at Ryan Nilsen, Nilsen on Twitter. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Better Call Saul After Show. Be happy.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.